Alright, hello and welcome to the Cigar Box Guitar Builder. I'm Adam Harrison and you're in Birdwood Guitars. Today I am going to show you how easy it is to install an MGB flat wound pickup onto a cigar box guitar. Now this particular cigar box guitar has a Piezo pickup, and we're now going to be installing the humbucker in here, and here we've got a three-way toggle switch. So we're actually going to show you today how to wire this up. It's not a difficult job, and let's bring you over here first. So just over here, if you can see here, we've actually wired up. The volume pot is inserted and we've got the output jack. We're all set. The center lug of the potentiometer, this center lug here, this is the output. There we go. So that's all connected there. So you've got the earth here. This needs to be earthed. Center lug is the out. And this lug here is the in. Okay. So what we're going to be doing is we are going to be installing here to here and cutting from here to here. Now the lovely thing about the pickup wire that I get from, or the pickups that we get from MGB, is that Michael and the team give us extra wire on the pickup. So you've got heaps and heaps of wire to actually play with. And I actually find that really helpful because it simply means that I can unbraid the braided section, and that's the earth. Just give it a bit of a twist. Here we go. Now, this is the hot wire from the Piezo. This is the earth wire from the Piezo. I'm actually very simply going to give both of these a snip as well. There we go. I'm just going to twist in the braid. A little bit of solder. Heat it up. There we go. Take a little bit of the excess off. There we go. Need some new clippers, I think. And then we'll do the same with the earth. Same trip. Bit of solder. There we go. Take off the excess. Oops. Sorry about that, Lloyd. Lloyd just lost an eye. Alright. And we're just going to put a bit of tape around that just to stop them touching. Everything's got to be earthed. So you notice I've just pulled out the earth wire there. Now, I find it's good to pre-solder the connections that you want. These thinner ones, they don't take long to solder at all. Thinner bits of metal there. But this one over here does tend to need a little bit more time because it's a thicker piece of metal. Alright, now on all of these pieces of wire that I've got, you'll notice I've pre-braided here. I'm doing the same thing here. So these have all been pre-braided. I'm going to be a little bit careful because I don't accidentally want this earth connection to touch any of the other points on the output jack. Just going to get rid of that ball end. I'm going to place this in here. And get my needle nose pliers. If you're going to do any kind of soldering work, needle nose pliers are a lifesaver, an absolute lifesaver. So you're going to notice we've got 3 wires here. Okay, again, I'm just going to quickly pre-solder the wires. I think in America you guys say solder, so there we go, nice and hot, not too hot. Okay, alright, so the first wire that I've got here, this particular wire is actually going to go over here to the potentiometer. So I'm going to crack that, again releasing the wires inside, and we've got now this is a little bit different to wiring up a Les Paul, because with the Les Paul the pickups will actually go to the potentiometers first and not to the three-way switch. With this situation we're actually going to the three-way switch first. And to the potentiometer second. And the reason for that is that we're sharing potentiometer, volume potentiometer, between the two pickups. There's no tone control on this particular instrument. Now, Lloyd, watching your fingers, mate. Just going to pop that in there. So this wire goes to the input of the pot, and this particular wire is going to the earth. So the next thing we're going to do is wire up each of the ins and outs, basically. So here we go, going through. That's in place, that's good. Making sure that you've got a good solder connection between, I'm not putting guitar strings in the way, these two little arms here, making sure that you don't have any bare wires. Just going to give it another little gentle poke with a bit more solder. There we are. That's in place nicely. Okay, now this wire, this is the wire that comes from the humbucker. This one, I want to put it just on the lower part of the switch. Actually, no, I was going to put it on the upper part of the switch, wasn't I? Because it's up near the neck. So people who are used to playing with a three-way switch, if they want the neck pickup, it's not going to confuse them. So that's that. And lucky last wire, this is the piezo, and we're going to pop the piezo in here. Alright, now letting them go. Now what I'm doing now is I'm just taking a little time to make sure that none of the wires are touching each other, making sure that the earth is in position nicely. Okay, now I'm going to use a little bit of tape simply to wrap these wires up. I'm happy with a bit of this tape just here. Now I'm just taking some tension off those solder joints by placing them and taping them in. A good solid, look what I've done. I forgot one thing, and I forgot the most important thing, the most important part of the whole wiring up process. And this is something that, unfortunately, I see a lot of builders doing. And that is not wiring up the bridge to earth. Okay, you've got to wire the strings to earth. Because if you don't wire up the strings to earth, you end up with earthing problems. You can actually do that directly from here, or I can do this directly to the output jack. There we are. I'm going to pop a little bit more solder on there. There's the flux going all over the place. Need a little fan in here. And that is going to do a lovely job keeping everything together. If you like what you've seen here today, click that subscribe button. You've been watching Adam. I'm in Birdwood Guitars, and you've been watching the Cigar Box Guitar Builder. Bye. All right, and we are back. Here's how it sounds. So, as you remember from the video, we've wired up the humbucking pickup here to the three-way switch. So the humbucker is on when this switch is in the up position. When it's in the down position, we've got the piezo pickup, and when we blend it, there's a blend in the middle. So let's listen to the piezo pickup first. We're playing through a 60 watt Marshall valve state, and let's go. So this is the piezo pickup. Alright, that's the piezo. This is the humbucker. And this is the blend, and I've got to say, this is my favourite, blending the two. We're blending the humbucker and blending the piezo pickup. Alright, piezo, humbucker, blend. Let's do it. It's Adam from Birdwood Guitars and the Cigar Box Guitar Builder signing off. Catch you next time.